Hey, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. Hey, there is a lot going on and I feel it. And I really have been trying to get to a space where I could sit and look at the charts and everything. So we are in between eclipses. This is a 3 eclipse cycle season, which is shifting and changing a lot. Today is June 27th. This was when last night Mars was at the 29th degree of Pisces. It was really hard energy. You could have had some delusionments or have problems with old past thinking or not thinking positive. You could have had anxiousness, anxieties, fears of sickness or isolation or entrapment, because what's happening is Saturn is retrograding back to where it was in March when this whole coronavirus broke out in the United States. And so this is going to be the round 2 because it's bringing something back from March that we have to take a look at. Now, Saturn's retrograde, okay, into Capricorn on July 1st. So that will start the cycle moving backwards. So Saturn's going to be in Capricorn and it will move back into Aquarius when things will start moving forward the 18th of December. So this full 6-month cycle, these eclipses are setting for Saturn, and round 2, might come out. We're already kind of seeing numbers go up. So just keep safe. People are getting sick regardless of what you want to call it, and protect yourself and others. That's important. And help small businesses stay open, because they're hurting right now. So the eclipse that we're having July 4th is at 13 degrees of Cancer, which is on the United States Independence Day. It's our solar return for here in the United States. Now, if you were to have your birthday on an eclipse, that is huge for the whole like cycle. The next 12 months starting on July 4th is another cycle for the United States. So I believe that this is going to change the way we govern. This is a redo and a repeat from 1774, 75, 76. Our Independence Day was 1776. And in 1774 was smallpox outbreak, right? Killed all the indigenous people. 1775 was the Continental Congress was created, where the smaller few elites are making decisions based on the collective, which is our government right now, which I believe is going to come into a major shift and a change, which we kind of need it because it's an old system. The systems aren't working for us anymore, as we can see right now. So with that being said, July 2021 will be the complete cycle from this eclipse that's happening on 4th of July or July 3rd. This is times of change. Okay, there's winds of change. We just had like a windstorm roll through. I'm in Nevada and it was pretty crazy. And then when I was in California, I went to go camp, and there was like lightning, thunder, and rain. And then the weekend before, I went to go camp, and it's supposed to be nice, and it was hailing, thunder, and lightning. So Karina's not getting to camp, and she's not getting her campfire, which that's all I've been wanting, because I'm a fire sign and I need that fire with all this earth and watery change. Okay. And the air's blowing things around. I think the moon's in Libra right now. I'm going to pull up my chart. Yep. Let's see. let's go back to June 27th. Yeah, the moon's in Libra. All right, so what else? So the cards are being reshuffled in between eclipse seasons. So we don't really know what the hell's going on. Like, we feel these big shifts, we feel that there's going to be big changes, but we're not quite sure where it's going to be affecting in the world, in our country, in our communities, and in our home, because this is all our home. And even Mother Gaia, is she going to have an earthquake, which I predicted last year that there would be some kind of big earthquake happening between these two eclipses. This is the last eclipse in Cancer Capricorn, wrapping up the 2-year cycle that we had with the North Node in Cancer. So whatever has been happening for you the last couple years is coming to a close. Finally, this last cycle. The next eclipse that we're going to look forward to after 4th of July will not be until November 30th. So eclipses set the stage for the next 6-month cycle. So this is the 6-month cycle. And then we have the 12-month solar United States cycle. So if you're outside of the United States, you don't have to worry about that. And also Venus is in Gemini, and it just went direct on Thursday. So Venus has been in retrograde since May 13th. And this was rethinking and reevaluating our values within our relationships and our communities. That went direct on Thursday. And so she's ready to start moving forward. Mars just entered Aries. He's ready to start moving forward. So the divine masculine and the divine feminine are ready to move forward. However, there is 5 planets retrograde, and they are very strong planets. We have, I'll get up my chart. We have Saturn and Jupiter, which are, they work together, the constrictor and the expander. And Jupiter is conjunct Pluto, and Pluto is also retrograde. So we're going through a huge transformation and a huge death and rebirth to our structures, our systems, our religions, our physical world, our karma as well. So whatever you've been putting work and energy into, you will start to see the payoff and the reward. Now, Mercury's in retrograde as well, and Neptune is in retrograde. Neptune turned retrograde on the 24th. And so that Neptunian energy is closest to us, which is about the unconscious. It's about our dreams. It's about our hopes and wishes. It's our dream. It's our delusions, illusions. It's entrapment too. The negative aspects would be like confinement and hospitalization and jails and hidden enemies. So this energy is close to Earth, and it will be retrograde until #29th of November. Oh, wow. Okay, so Neptune is going to start, is going to go stationary direct on the next eclipse. So those are going to work together. I'm going to do another video more on that, but at least we know that that's happening so we can prepare. So along with this Venus in Gemini, the North Node is in Gemini. And this is about, let's, as a collective, stop worrying about what's happening on like the World Wide Web or what's happening outside of our own communities or what's happening on the other side of the world or in someone else's life. And we're moving away from pushing our belief systems on everyone because everyone has their opinions, okay? And we don't need to create more tension in this world when we're already experiencing it. As a humanity and as a collective, we should be coming together in our tight-knit communities and making change there. Because once the change is made in the local, it could then be a global change. So stop focusing on shit that's outside of our control because that's creating a lot of anxiety. So start focusing on what moves you to make with your personal life. Like what in your personal life could you set up yourself to be more comfortable and successful and happy while the physical world is dismantling around us? Like we also are focusing on how we nurture ourselves and others. What people do we want to live with? Where do we want, like, who do we want to be stuck with? If martial law or like some craziness breaks out, the coronavirus goes crazy and we're locked in our houses, where do we want to live? Who do we want to live with? And because this is the second round, who do we want, what communities do we want to be in? While we have the flexibility to move around right now, now's the time to make the change. Pretty much ask yourself, who do you want to be quarantined with and what communities of people do you want to be around? If the worst case scenario were to happen, like I'm hoping not, of course, but we have to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So Venus direct in Gemini, what do you want in your relationships? Are you happy in your job, in your living situation, and your communities? Also, Gemini is the twins. It is the twin flame portal. It's the balance between the masculine and feminine. And so there is a split. We're seeing a split in the collective as well. So you're having some staying in 3D and some ascending to the 5D, understanding and looking at the bigger picture, looking above the trees. Is going to be more the 5D heart-centered. The 3D is more looking at what you're seeing around you in the physical world, only seeing the trees and not seeing the bird's eye view. So be clear on what you want and move forward. I chose this background because there's a lot of emotion and there's a lot of winds of change. And there's a lot of needing to go inward and meditate and listen to your intuition, because there is winds of change blowing all around us as we sit anxiously awaiting the final decision. Mars is at its last degrees of Pisces, which was today, and it's creating a lot of emotion, delusions, and endings. But people are leaving our lives and we don't know why. Like, we don't have a clue as to why yet. But that will slowly become clear as each of these planets are starting to go direct. Mars will move into Aries in its home around 7 tonight, which it's already there. This will reawaken the masculine to start a new plan of action. So Mars will also square the nodes, which is a crossroad as to which way are we going to choose, because the nodes are our destiny points and we're at a crossroads right now. Who is it that you want to be with? What career do you want? If you've been thinking about moving, it needs to happen. Okay, so we're at this crossroads and we need to choose. Mars, this is the square that's happening. Something is needing to be, some action needs to be taken for us to start moving in that direction. Okay, Mercury retrograde. We're rethinking our home, our communities, our country. We are also finding new ways of how we nurture ourselves and others. So note that we are in between eclipses, the seasons. There's a way crazy, crazy weather usually breaks out around eclipses, and they're usually big portal shifts. Their timeline changes, and it's literally God speaking when there's an eclipse. The 4th of July eclipse, I already said, will be on the solar return in the United States. All these retrogrades are slowing us down when we just want to be moving forward now that Mars has entered into its home sign of Aries. We are all impatiently awaiting. We want to start moving forward. We want the green light to say go so we can proceed forward in the direction that we desire. But the universe is showing us and teaching us these things and these lessons before it gives us the new beginning. The North Node in Gemini, South Node is asking us to focus on what is around our local areas. Okay, so I already said all that. I just wanted to check my notes and make sure I got everything in. So yes, we have a lot going on. Okay, and I want to pull some cards for this in between eclipse season. So what animal are we going to work with? This is the Animal Spirit deck by Ken Kearns. Ooh, a hummingbird. That sounds about right. Okay, so the hummingbirds, they're busy. They're fast. They think fast. We're being asked to think on our feet. I'm gonna look up this. Positive, enthusiastic, and spiritually resourceful. Okay, so in the new world, we manifest our realities. So when we focus on all the negative and all the bad, we will just go into a spiral of worry, doubt, fear, and sickness. So this card is asking us to stay positive and start meditating and raising our vibration, whether that's eating more healthy, taking care of yourself. Inside this tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. This sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird, and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. So when in balance, smart, curious, loves to learn. When out of balance, pushy, insistent, and sharp. And to bring into balance, take a class. So that card's asking us to learn something new, experience something. If you're always set in one way of thinking and one belief system and you don't educate yourself about other ones, how are you supposed to know if this is the right belief or system for you unless you experience it and learn about it? It's like the monkeys or the monkey test where, you know, all the monkeys were getting shocked every time they got on this ladder to get the bananas. All the monkeys, anytime a new monkey would come in, they'd be like, don't do it, don't do it. But at some point, the scientists turned off the shock and none of the monkeys went up to get the banana because they were all scared. But the thing is about that is we have to go through challenging times really to get the pot of gold. Like nothing comes easy in life that's worth getting. You have to work hard for the things that are precious in life. So remembering that too. I'm going to pick from the Alice in Wonderland deck, the one that's kind of hard to read. But I really like the art. Collective. 36. Shine bright like a candle. You will make it through this. Aw, I needed that. I have been going through a lot. So 36. You are changing and all about you. Everything seems unfamiliar. You are changing so much that you may be wondering if you will make it through this change. You may, like Alice, be thinking that if things keep going the way that they are, that you could just go out like a candle and end altogether. But Alice does not cease to exist simply because she is in an unpredictable situation, and nor will you. You have a bright and glorious light within you and will shine through all the changes in your life, through every opportunity, the perfect decision. It will shine despite the mistakes and the hurts that you may experience. The brightness within you is eternal and cannot be put out so easily. So despite the times when you fear that darkness lies ahead, know that the guiding light you seek is inside of you. When you receive this card, know that no matter what or how difficult or strange things may seem to be, and no matter how much your life is altering, that you are a bright and shining soul, and you will continue to shine for a long time to come. Yes, you may wonder what will become of you, but do not torture yourself with unnecessary worries or contemplate disasters. It is natural to feel a little anxious and to prepare for the worst, but trust this card. Your light has a long time yet to shine in this world. It will only grow brighter as your soul continues its marvelous journey through the wonderland of existence. So the deviation for this card is your divine light is strong. You are radiant in resilience, endurance, making it through a trying time, hopeful future, wondering about life and death, and contemplating the purpose of your existence and connection with the afterlife. That is the perfect card. Like, I've pulled this card a couple times, but I feel like this card resonates the most for me now in these big shifts that are happening. I'd like to pull from my animal spirit. My Nature's Whispers, I'm sorry. Nature's Whispers. It's an oracle. Be true to your heart and laughter. Be true to your heart. It's a number 8, transmuting and transforming. Laughter, card number 47, which is an 11. 26. Be true to your heart. In this moment, draw on the energies of harmony and union when making a choice. The current situation is best supported using intuition and not intellect. There may be difficult decisions to be made that are not necessarily about love. Consciously be aware of what interests you, what attracts your attention, what stirs your imagination and creates passion in your life. Do your best to ignore the precisions of what others might say or think. Trust yourself and don't allow your opinions to be swayed. Okay, and that's what I was talking about, the nodes right now, Gemini and Sagittarius. Those will be in the nodes for the next couple years. That's our new nodal shift. So we won't have at the end of 2001 is when the nodes will start to switch to Taurus and Scorpio. All right, so I'm gonna try laughter. Laughter breaks up stagnant energy, gets things moving, and helps you relax. Laughter is a powerful antidote to stress, pain, and conflict. Nothing works faster or more dependably to bring your mind and body back into balance than a good laugh. Humor lightens your burdens, inspires hope, connects you to others, and keeps you grounded, focused, and alert. Hi, sweetie. Gun. All right. I think I'll do a couple of these tea leaf cards. I think that would be fun. So I'm using all my cards. I have multiple decks. I don't always use them when I do my collective readings, but in my personal readings, I use them pretty much all. And so right now there's a special going on for card readings. If you have your birth information, your time and everything, I pull up your chart and we'll do a card reading and I'll look at like the transits happening. And I think it's like $10 or $15 right now is the special. So if you just Venmo Lucid Living Coach, or you can go to either my social medias like Instagram, I have Facebook, Lucid Living Movement. If you go there and message me, I can connect you. If you don't have Venmo, we can find out other ways until I figure out a good payment platform to use. Okay, we already got one. Ooh, two. Whoa. Ooh, the owl. By the way, when I left my dad's funeral, I got on the road to just be out of town, and a great horned owl flew in front of my car and landed on a sign that said Lone Oak. And then I got out of my car and I was like talking to him, and he flew to the light, like the power line, and was just chilling there. And I got to take a picture of him. He's beautiful. So we got the owl. Let me get the one off the floor first. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do one more shuffle duffle. Okay. All right. Lightning and thunder. All right. The owl, good advice from a wise person. Flowers, happiness. Bell, an announcement. Hammock, taking a vacation, and physically, mentally taking a vacation. And the staff, you will be taken care of in difficult times. So these cards are very, very uplifting. I'm really happy about that. So I'm going to pull out one of these. These are the main areas of life right here. I'm just going to shuffle them up and see something pop out here. Happiness. There it is, guys. We got confirmation. So the area of life is happiness. And then when's the month that things are going to be more clear for the collective during these winds of uncertainty and change? What month can we look forward to? March. So things are going to start clearing up around March 2021. So that's good. I had a feeling too it would be next year, because there's just so many shifts happening right now. And March will be, you know, pretty much endings and, you know, ready for the new beginnings in Aries season. So I wish you guys well. And just remember to stay positive, think positive about what you want to manifest, because our thoughts turn into emotions, and our emotions is a frequency, and that frequency attracts what the frequency that you're coming out and portraying out into the world. So stay positive and meditate, eat healthy, drink lots of water, and make a game plan. Once Mercury starts going direct, it'll be easier to make and take action on those plans. But right now, it's time to start planning, figuring out a game plan, because we had one and it didn't work out. So now we're reassessing and we're doing that. And also, Venus had just went retrograde, and Mars is going retrograde this year. Mars and Venus only retrograde once every couple years. So I don't think we've had retrogrades in Venus and Mars since like 2017, I think so, but I might be wrong. You could look it up. I wanted to check on that. Hold on, I'm looking at my ephemeris. Yeah, Mars will retrograde in Aries September 10th. So Venus, the divine feminine, the feminine energy, just went through a retrograde, and now it's direct. And then the masculine's next in September. So that's going to slow us down a little bit as well. But yeah, I hope that helped. And if you would like to book a reading, you could email me at lucidlivingleoqueen@gmail.com. If you want a card reading, the $10 card reading, or astrology chart reading, which is $150. And I have other readings, and I offer many other things if you go to my website, www.lucidlivingmovement.com. Also, if you'd like to support me and my art, I do have an Etsy page. It's Creative Commodes, and all the links are on my Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram, go to my bio, you'll see the link tree there to all my social media. And my handle is Lucid Living Coach on Instagram. Yeah, so it's lucid_living_coach. All right, guys, peace out. Hope that was some help during these crazy times. All right, love you. Peace out. Your Lucid Living Coach.